Santana.
Yes, sir.
You have the information.
Yes, Judge.
All right, so Mr. Santana, you're charged with unlawful restraint. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On October 29th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas, regarding a disturbance in an unknown weapon. Upon arrival, the officers met with the witness, who stated the defendant and the complainant's child came to his door asking for help, stating that the defendant was fighting with the complainant and he had locked her in the bedroom. Upon the officer's arrival, the defendant released the complainant after at least 15 minutes of confinement, and the officers observed the complainant with bloodshot eyes, appearing to have been crying and was visibly upset. The complainant advised that she and the defendant got into a verbal argument, and when she attempted to leave, the defendant got in front of her, closed and blocked the door, and the complainant advised that the defendant ignored her repeated pleas that he release her. The defendant pushed the complainant back away from the door repeatedly, grabbed her, holding her in place, and then took her to the bathroom and pushed her up against the wall. The defendant then punched the mirror, shattering the glass, a piece of which fell and cut the complainant's right hand. The complainant had told the officers she is afraid for her safety and she would like a mower.
Judge, this complainant has been a complainant in a previous case, another AFM in 2021, in which the defendant was put on.
What happened with the deferred? Did he complete it successfully?
It looks like it was terminated, Judge.
You spoken to her?
I have spoken to her. She reached out to us yesterday because the defendant had contacted her as soon as he got out. He was released from jail, and she contacted our office very frantic, and that's why we asked him. Victoria asked him to come here today because the complainant really wants them all outside.
I'm putting a monitor on your ankle, Mr. Santana. I don't want you going anywhere near her, and I'm going to restrict your movement as well. If I find that you go anywhere near this person within 1,000 feet of where she lives or where she works, I'm going to put you in jail and I'm going to make your bond sky high. Do you understand?
Sure.
You're not to have any contact with this person, not to be in possession of weapons, not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, and I'm going to test you to make sure that you're not using. Do you understand? I'm entering in what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection. This is a court order that identifies Ms. Salcedo as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot stalk, threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon. This usually goes within it, has a 200 feet residential and employment restriction. I'm making it 1,000. Do you understand?
Can I ask a question? What about my kids? Like,
You're going to have to use someone else. You will have to use an intermediary to get access to your kids. You cannot have any contact with this person.
no, with her, but picking them up from the house.
Someone else. You have a child with this person?
I have all my kids, 4.
You have 4 kids with this person.
Mhm.
You're going to have to use someone else. So let's do this. Do you have you have her phone number now?
I do.
Can you reach out to her now and see if there is someone that she trusts, an intermediary, to help facilitate, exchanges with the kids? That way we know he has this one person that she feels comfortable with to be able to exchange kids.
Yeah, I know that she did mention someone to me yesterday. She is a teacher at a school, so I have no guarantee that she'll pick up the phone right this
Okay.
instant, but I will.
It's okay. I mean,
call.
right, let's try it.
Yeah.
If you can, great. If not, we'll have to find some other workable solution. I want you to have access to your kids. You should have access to your kids, but I just don't want you to have any contact with this person. That's it. And I don't want you to use, oh, I've got kids. use that as an excuse to try to make any kind of contact with this person whatsoever.
So what if she contacts me?
You hang up the phone. I'm going to tell her now not to have contact with you. So I'm going to have to advise the DAs to call her and tell her not to have contact with you. If she calls you, don't pick up. If she calls you from an unknown number and you answer the phone and it's her, hang up. If she texts you, don't reply. If she emails you, don't reply. If she comes to your house, don't open the door. I seriously doubt that these things are going to happen because as it sounds, she's pretty scared of you. So
We've been together 19 years. I mean,
Judge, she advised me that they broke up 2 years ago. He's a truck driver and doesn't really come by the house often anyway. She just hasn't moved out of the house, but she was in the process of moving out. And he discovered that, and that's what he got angry about, which is what the CW told me. I'm gonna go ahead and give her a call and let her know what you said. Judge, just give me 5 minutes.
Yeah, look, there's no rush. Take your time. You know, the other thing is this, is that in the MOA, if she doesn't want him to know the address, we can just put any address and we don't list it in the MOA so that he doesn't know where the address is. And then we can find a mutually, I guess, a mutually agreed to location where you guys can exchange the kids. She'll have someone else to take the kids to that location. That way you can get them, you know, for an agreed upon time for however long it may be, you know. There's always a way to be able to do this without you having to go to jail. I mean, if you go to jail, it's because you've done something to violate these conditions. I don't get off on putting people in jail. I just want my public safe. That's all I want.
I have one more question, sir.
Shoot.
She said I'm a truck driver.
It works everywhere all over the United States.
Okay.
Yeah, I want assurance that you're not going to go over there. You're not going to try to do anything with this person. We have enough death and destruction in Harris County. I'm trying to prevent any more from happening. Okay. And I will even pay for it for you so that there's no excuse. That's about a $400 bill that I'm going to eat every month so that you don't have to, you know, pay for it. So I want you to understand that money is never an excuse. It's just, as long as you can abide by these conditions, you'll be fine with us. That's it. Have you signed the order for protection? We'll have you sign a reset and then we'll just have you take your signature box.
So the defendant and complainant's eldest daughter is 17 years old. She drives, she has a driver's license. The complainant trusts her to act as an intermediary.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That helps.
she also did give me the name of a friend who, her name is Chrissy Guerrero. She trusts her as well. As
long as, I mean, so we have this, your oldest, I guess, is a 17-year-old. She drives. So we can use her as the intermediary to be able to help you get access to all the kids, you know? I think that'll work great. So I'm not preventing you access from any of your kids. I just don't want you to have contact with her. So if your 17-year-old has a cell phone, which I'm sure she does, right? Call her. Right. And you can use her to be able to, you know, see and speak to everybody else. Just don't, under any reason, have any contact with her whatsoever.
And she did say that if he ever needs to go to the home or anything, she'll leave the house so that he
That's
can
right.
temporarily go in. So she's being very cooperative and understanding.
That was my question, yeah, because I'm never home.
But you can't do that. We've got an order for protection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's either there or it's not.
Okay.
So I don't want to have so many blurred lines that they're, you know what I mean?
So just to make it clear, he
now
can't have
I don't want
access
you to go back to this house for the time being. I don't want you to go back to this house. I don't want you to accidentally pop in and she's there and then everything goes.
No. But it's just when she's not there, like.
No.
Because she told my daughter this morning, like I'm about to leave out of town. And she told my daughter, well, to her dad to come in. She said, work, get his clothes and get whatever I need. And
Don't go back to this house.
how much stuff is there, Mars?
You have to use someone else to get it. Don't go back to this house. Don't. I don't want something to happen where she's accidentally there and you think that she's not there and you go and then boom. Don't. I'm trying to prevent anything worse from happening. That's it. All right.
I'll use my daughter.
All right. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire lawyers. So we'll have you sign all these bond conditions and after that you'll be free to go. But hold on a second because you're going to have to sign the order for protection, You don't need to file anything because we're gonna have him monitor over there. So that way, okay?
Sounds good, Judge.
All right, bud. So we'll have you sign a reset and then we'll have you meet with Felicia here momentarily, okay?
Okay.
Counsel. Yes, sir.